So, kanina, we left off with the discussion of our flywheel. Wala namang in-depth discussion dito eh. Ang flywheel naman kasi, madali lang siya i-compute kapag meron kang formula. Ganun naman sa ating machine design too eh. We rely always on the formula na meron tayo. And then, we have to just check all the units na isosolve natin. Ngayon, kapag SI yan, tapos ang hinihingi niya is English units, all you have to do is isolve mo muna lahat sa SI and then final answer, doon ka magko-convert. Ganun parati yung technique na tinuturo ko sa lahat ng klase ko. Hindi ka pwedeng mag ano diyan na mag-convert doon pa lang sa initial. Dapat magko-convert ka sa dulo na. Ngayon naman, kapag magkakaiba ng units, kung sino yung majority ng unit meron, kuwari, majority is SI, all you have to do is SI muna and then ilipat mo na lang ng English kung English ang hinihingi niya pagdating ng dulo. Now, let us go to problem number 1. A flywheel weighing 457 kg has a radius of 375 millimeters. How much energy in Newton meter does the flywheel lose? Dapat to lose, hindi loss. Lose from 3 revolutions per second to 2.8 revolutions per second. So, ibig sabihin, bumabagal yung flywheel mo. Kaya nagkakaroon ka ng energy loss. Now, we recall this formula. What is the formula? Diba, delta KE or the change in kinetic energy in your flywheel is given by this formula. 1/2 nung mass multiplied to pi, the mean diameter squared multiplied to n2 squared minus n1 squared. Now, ano yung mga units nito? Yung M mo, kilogram. Yung D mo, ang unit niyan is, dapat yan, meter. Ang unit nito is revolutions per second. Ganun din ito. Now, we can solve for the energy loss niya. Now, for the energy loss, delta KE is equal to 1/2. Yung mass that is given, 457 kilograms. Yun yung weight ng iyong flywheel. Hindi naman sinabing total eh. Diba? Hindi rin sinabing weight ng hub and arms. So, we assume that it is total weight. Multiplied to pi. Tapos, yung inyong diameter that is, dapat naka-meter. O di, i-divide mo na ng 1,000 to. So, 375 divide by 1,000. Diba 1,000 millimeter per meter? So, maging meter na siya. And then, square mo. Multiplied to N2, 3.0 squared. Wala nang unit yan eh. Ang revolutions, walang unit na po. Yan. 3.0 minus 2.8 squared. Hindi natin kailangan lagyan ng unit yan. So, kilogram. Ano to? Kilogram force or kilogram lang siya? So, meron tayong kulang dito. Dapat dito naka-weight. Weighing 457 kilograms. Newton meter. So, ano ba ang sinabi dito? Weighing 457. So, that is not weight. Mumultiply pa natin to na 9.8. So, 1/2 times 457. Yun na pala, diretso na natin. Times 457 kg. Tignan natin yung unit convention ha. Pi times 0.375 meters squared natin. Tapos, yung revolutions, so 9 minus 2.8 times 2 minus 2.8 squared, that is 7.84. Anong unit? Yun nyo ha, lagi malilito kayo dyan eh. Kailangan i-Newton nyo? Hindi. Kasi revolutions per second, yung revolutions na unit na yon, kahit tanggalin na natin, ang matitira dito is revolutions squared second squared. O, tingnan nyo ha. Ang magiging unit niya, sa baba. Set aside muna natin yung numerical value. So, kilogram, meter, per, meter squared per second squared. Tingnan nyo ha. Di ba kung makikita nyo, ang Newton kasi is equal yan sa kilogram, meter per second squared. O, hiwalay natin yung isa dito. Ay magiging kilogram, meter per second squared times meter. Itong buong to, Newton na yan. So, ang lumabas is Newton meter na. Okay? So, ano yung numerical value niya? Newton meter naman na yung unit. So, that is 0.5. 1/2 yan. Times 457. Times natin ng 0.357. 375. Tapos, shift pi. Squared natin. Times 9 minus 7.84. The answer will be, ilang Newton meters yan? May kulang ba? Ni-square ba natin yung pi? 457, 375. Dali May nakulang. Ay, radius pala to. So, kulang pa tayo ng 2. Radius di ba? Tandaan nyo, ang radius, 2r is equal to d. Yan. Kulang pa tayo ng 2 pi. Yan. Times 2 pi. Ayan. Pwede na. That is 1471.52 Newton meters. Okay. We have now the answer. How about problem number 2? A flywheel weighing 6 kilonewton has a mean diameter of 90 cm. The maximum speed of the flywheel is 7 revolutions per second. Is slowed down to 4 revolutions per second during the shearing process. Determine the energy released. So, parang katulad lang nung kanina. We recall again another formula nung KE niya. Diba? Is equal to 1/2. Ano ba yung mass? Tandaan nyo, ang mass is equal to weight over twice ng gravity. Bakit naging ganun, sir? Twice ng gravity tuloy. Weight over gravity. Diba ang weight is mass times gravity? It is a measure of force. Okay? The force of mass that is affected by the gravity. So, that is weight ng flywheel divided by G. Multiplied to pi d m squared multiplied to n2 minus n1. Square natin parehas. Okay, we have the formula for the flywheel. Excuse me Alin natin para mas maganda. Yan. Now, we can use this formula. Saan po nagmula yan? Okay. So, you can see, nagmula ito sa kinetic energy of a rolling body. That is equal to 1/2 mv squared. Ayan. Dito nagmula yan. This is the origin of this formula. Ayan. Okay. Ano po yung V dito? Di ba ang V, or the peripheral velocity, or the linear velocity is equal to pi dn. Or, this is the circumference of the rolling body. Yan. And, we can now solve for the energy loss. The energy loss is 1/2 multiplied to. Ang binigay sa dyan, 6 kilonewtons. Ang kailangan natin is 6. Ang kailangan natin is in newton. Tandaan nyo, this is the weight. So, that is 6,000 newtons divided by 9.81 meter per second squared. multiplied to pi times, ano yung binigay dito? 90 cm, o divide mo na ng 100 kasi 100 cm per 1 meter. Multiplied to 2. Tapos, ano binigay sa'yo dyan? 7 and 4. 7 squared minus 4 squared. Revolution squared over second squared. Now, ano po matitirang unit dito? Check natin. Newton, meter na lang yan. Kasi, tignan nyo ha. Meter, meter, cancel to. Yung second squared dito. Dito, yung meter, isang meter dito, matitira isa. Newton meter po ang natira. So, multiply natin. 0.5 times 6,000 divide by 9.81. Pwede rin naman 9.8066, pero pag mas mabilis na calculation, pwede rin naman yung 9.81 na yan. So, 90 shift pi divide by 1,000. 100. Square natin yung value. Multiplied to 7 squared. I think that is 7 times 7. Hindi ako nagkakamali. Is 49. 49 ba? Oo, tama. 49. 90. Tapos 7 squared minus 4 squared. The answer will be parang nagkamali ako dyan. Okay na. Tama naman. 0.59. Oh, 80. Ayun. 80 point. Mali lang ako nasulat. 80 point. Ay, hindi. 80,060. 80,600. 7.22 Newton meters. That is now the answer. Madali lang talaga ang flywheel. Pero siguro next meeting, I will teach you yung mahabang problem pagdating ng kay Anthony James Bautista kung paano isolve. Another one. Ito kasi formula-based and then nakuha ko lang to using board review problems. Yun sa book naman ni Anthony James Bautista yung magiging reference ko. And then kukuha ko sa book ni Just Trudillo next meeting. So, a flywheel rotates at 220 RPM where it's slowed down to 65% of its revolution during the 3/4 second punching portion of the cycle. Compute the angular acceleration of the flywheel in radians per second squared. So, angular acceleration. That is, ang unit is radian per second squared. Now, we use this one. Yung formula nito. That is equal to final angular velocity minus initial angular velocity or omega initial divided by the time. Where, ang given dito is yung initial. That is 220 RPM. And then, slow down to 65% of its revolution during the 3/4 second punching. So, you have the time na 3/4 second or 0.75 seconds. Okay? We can say that yung final velocity natin or final angular velocity is equal to 0.65 or 65% nung initial. So, we put this into one equation para ma-solve natin yung angular acceleration or angular deceleration. So, 0.65 nung Wi minus Wi divided by 0.75 seconds. Now, we can solve for the value. 0.65 minus 1, ilabas natin si Wi. I-factor out natin. Divided by 0.75 seconds. Further solving, 0.65 minus 1. Tama lang yan, negative kasi deceleration rate. So, 220 revolutions per minute ba yan? Ayun, revolutions per minute. Times 1 minute in every 60 seconds. Divided by okay, 0.75. Kaya lang naka-revolutions pa rin siya. Okay, convert pa rin natin. You have 2 pi radian in 1 revolution. Cancel natin yung same units. So, radian per second squared nga ang lumabas. So, 0.65 minus 1, that is 0.35, negative. 220 divided by 60 times 2 shift pi. And then let us divide this by 0.75. Dapat negative ang maging answer kasi deceleration rate. So the answer will be 10.75. Negative 10.75 revolutions, radians per second squared. That is for problem number 3. How about problem number 4? A cast iron flywheel with a mean diameter of 36 inches changes speed from 300 RPM to 280 RPM while it gives up 800 feet-pound of energy. What is the coefficient of fluctuation? Now, recall that the coefficient of fluctuation is equal to V2 minus V1 over V average, where V average is equal to V2 plus V1 over 2. Now, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is RPM. O, pwede rin naman N2 over N1 over N2 plus N1 over 2. Or, simply, iangat natin si 2 sa taas. 2 N2 minus N1 over N2 plus N1. Now, let us solve for the coefficient of fluctuation. CF is equal to 300 minus 280 multiplied to 2 divided by 300 plus 280. The coefficient of fluctuation is 2 times 20 divided by 580 na to. The answer is tama naman, 580. Ba't 40? Dapat to 20 lang. Yun. Mali ako ng pindot. So that is 0.06897 yung coefficient of fluctuation. So very basic lang ang mga problems pagdating ng board exam. Pero merong type na talagang sobrang hirap. Yun yung i-discuss ko sa inyo next meeting. So ito mga easy problems pa lang. So, ito medyo mahaba ito ha. So moderate to. What would be the weight of a flywheel in kilograms if the weight of the rim, ito na yung sinasabi ko, weight of the rim is 3 times the sum of the weight of the hub and arms. Oh, binigyan ka. The weight of the rim is equal to 3 times nung weight nung hub and arms. Given the outside diameter and inside diameter, dalawa yan, DO and DI, 24 inches, and then DI is 18 inches, respectively, and the rim width is, B is 4.5 inches. Now, assume we have a steel flywheel, therefore, it is steel. O, ilista mo kaagad, yun natatandaan mo. 283 or 284, pareho lang yun. Gamitin natin 0.28 ginamit ko dito? 284 pound per inch cube. Pwede na yan. Now, we have the solution. We recall that the weight of the rim is equal to yung density ng steel multiplied to the volume of the rim. May binigay ba ang thickness dito? So, kahit wala ng thickness, kasi meron kang DODI. Okay? So, extract natin tong volume. Okay? The volume, kapag given yung DODI, that is pi over 4 DO squared minus DI squared multiplied to the width of the rim. Pwede na to. Ayun yun. So, masasolve ba natin yung weight of the rim? Yes. The weight of the rim is equal to still 0.284 pound per inch cube multiplied to pi over 4 multiplied to DO. Ano yung DO dyan? 24. Yan, 24 squared minus 18 squared. Anong unit dyan? Inch squared. Multiplied to the width of the rim is 4.5 inch. Oh, ma-cancel si inch cube. Ang lalabas just is pound weight. Pound mass. So, weight of the rim, calculate na natin. 0.284 times shift pi times 24 squared minus 18 squared. Direct sub lang lahat yan. Times 4.5. The answer is meron tayo nakaligtaan dito. Pi over 4 dapat to. Yun. 252. 252.9422 pounds. Okay, meron na tayo niyan. Now, for the total weight, may nanap dito. Anong hinahanap? Weight of the flywheel. So for the weight of the flywheel, that is equal to weight ng rim plus weight ng hub and arms. Oh, binigay naman dyan yung ratio. Thrice daw ng hub and arms. Three times the sum of the weight of the rim. Parang meron tayo ditong misconception. 3 times the sum of the weight of the hub and arms. And the rim width is assume steel flywheel. Parang hindi, no? Ayun, okay. So, 1/3 siya. So, the weight of the flywheel is equal to 3 times the sum pala. So, this is not, ayan, 1/3 siya. Pagkaka-integrate. So, weight ng rim is plus 1/3 ng weight ng rim. So, i-factor out natin si weight ng rim. Weight of the rim multiplied to 1 plus 1 over 1/3. Ayan. So, we can now solve. So, the weight of the flywheel is equal to 252.9422 multiplied to 1 plus 1 and 1/3. So, we can now solve for the weight of the flywheel. 1 over 3. So, the answer is, ayan, 337. Anong unit nito? This is pounds. Kailangan natin dito naka-kilogram. So, you have 2.205 pounds in every kilogram. Divide na lang natin ito ng 2.205. 2.205. The answer is 152.95. Weight of the flywheel now is 152.95 kilograms. Very basic po. Okay? That is for problems 1 to 5. Wala na tayong ibang isosolve pa dito. So, the continuation will come out after this discussion. Okay? Let us take a break.